Hello, my name is Dr. Makarova. I am an instructor of record for PHY 113 course. Welcome to the fall semester. In these several videos, I will go over their course organization for this fall semester. So let me start with the major difference and major innovation in this course in this semester. So the major thing is that you will submit all your work pre-lab, in-lab, and post-lab, which is lab report, through the WebAssign. So all of you will sign in the WebAssign, and your TA will provide you the class key and guide you through this process to sign up. And if you have any problems to sign in WebAssign, you can email me and I'll provide you with my contact information. Or you can ask your TA also. We can also contact WebAssign if you have some trouble to log in. So this is the major innovation. Okay. So how we're going to run the course? First of all, you should notice that you have two links to the course physics labs. One is to your section, and this is the link to your section, and one link is to the master site. It's called master site. There are different reasons to use each of these links. You will use the section link if you need to check your grade, to go to the grade center, or if the TA has any announcement to do to your section. So that's when you're going to use your section link. Okay, so you're going to use the master site to get the course information. So all information about the course syllabus, schedule, makeup lab request, and information about all the sections that we are going to have in the fall semester can be found on the master site about the course. Okay, so the schedule. So this is the schedule for the fall semester. Okay, and remember there is a fall break and we're not going to have any labs during this time. We're also not going to have any lab during the Thanksgiving break. Okay, we're going to have Thanksgiving break on November 21st through 23rd, so there are no labs on that week. Okay, so overall there are 11 lab activities that you will have chance to participate. Okay, so there are 11 labs plus introduction plus final lab. So the final lab is not an exam. It's mostly to communicate with your TA about the posted grades and if there is any mistakes that were made during semester. So that's the time to mention it before the final grades are assigned. Okay, so to pass the course, you have to participate in 9 out of 11 labs. If you miss more than 2 labs, you will get an E score, which is not passing score. There is also at the end, when the final grade will be assigned, the lowest score will be dropped. So which means even if you miss 1 lab, that shouldn't affect this overall score for you. Okay, so my name is Dr. Makarova, and this is my contact information. This is my email address. This is my office, PSH 351, and my office hours will be on Tuesdays from noon till 1 p.m. So the teaching assistant will provide you his name, her name, contact information, and office hours. I want to pay you attention that the office hours will be placed under staff information, and this is going to be office hours of all of the TAs, okay, who are going to teach the course, and you are welcome to attend any of these office hours. You don't have to attend the office hours only of your TA. If you see that there is some time conflict with the office hours of your TA, please find any other TA and attend his or her office hours to get some help with labs. Also, I strongly recommend to bring your laptop when you come to office hours. In this case, if you have any questions about submitting any work with WebAssign, it will be very easy to help you if you have a laptop. Okay, so this is a 1-credit course, okay, and PHY 113 course is a separate course from PHY 111. So, but 111 is a prerequisite for 113. So if you withdraw 111, PHY 111, you have to withdraw PHY 113. But if you have to withdraw PHY 113, you don't have to withdraw PHY 111. So this is a physics lab. That means that it will involve some math. Okay, it requires some math skills, and it will require work to earn this one credit. So please plan your time wisely. That don't leave it to the last moment to submit the lab report. Okay, so the labs will run on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. There is no lab sessions on Tuesdays, and the course begins on the August 27th of 2012, of course. Okay. So the pre-lab assignment. I want to pay attention that pre-lab assignment needs to be completed 1 hour prior to the beginning of the lab session. So on the web assign, okay, if you go to web assign and if we select one of the sections, for example, 74124, so you can see that there is a measurement of a table pre-lab, and class meets on Monday from 8 till 9:50, which means that this class have to complete the pre-lab by 7 a.m. on every Monday by the lab. Okay, so 1 hour before. This will give your TA a chance to look through the submitted pre-labs, and if there is any common mistake, then the TA will go over in the class to clarify and help you with other assignments in the lab. Okay, there is also lab manuals. So lab manuals are available on WebAssign, and you can see the lab manual for measurement of a table. This is going to be your first lab. Okay, so it's available for you on the WebAssign. Okay. So after the pre-lab is submitted, so check yourself, when does the pre-lab need to be submitted? Tell your TA when does the pre-lab needs to be submitted. If you said 1 hour prior to the beginning of lab section, you are correct. Okay. You are going to work in a group of 3, okay, and you will be divided in groups randomly by WebAssign. Okay. But each of you are required to participate in experiment. As a group, you will collect all data in lab. Okay, so that's what's called in lab. If we go to WebAssign, so we can see the part that called in lab. Okay. Measurement of a table in lab. All in emotion in lab. So in lab will be available at the day of experiment, on the day of experiment, at the time of the experiment. And you can put in all the experimental data here that is required for your calculation later on. Okay, and you will not be able to do any changes after the lab is completed. So if this lab starts at 8 o'clock, okay, so then it will be available till 10 o'clock. So 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. So after 120 minutes, there are no changes that can be done in the in-lab. So be sure you collect all the data during the lab time. And it also will provide you feedback. So if there is some data that does not fit the expected experimental range, okay, so then you have chance to remeasure, and it will direct you to get the correct data, which means the data that is within the experimental range, expected experimental range. Okay, this is in lab, so needs to be completed during the lab. So, and you do it as a group. So after you've done it, please print it to have this print out for your records at home. So print all the data you put into the in lab. So it also will be available for you. Will be able to see it at home. You just will not be able to do any changes. So in the last part, it's going to be a lab report, okay, that you're going to complete at home, and that's what you work individually. So each of you has to complete the lab report, and the lab report you have to put in title of experiment, your name, lab partner's name, group number. The group number is located on the computer. When you're dividing group, look at the computer that you're working on, and this is the group number. So the section, your SLN number, the section SLN number, TA's name, and date of the experiment. So this needs to be completed. The abstract, and you can see there is a description. To write a good abstract, you need to, it's a brief summary of the whole lab report. So after the whole lab report is completed, that's when you start writing the abstract. Even if it comes at the beginning, this presents the whole lab report. So be sure you write the abstract at the end. There are 4 questions that you have to answer. If you answer these 4 questions, it means that you have all necessary information that needs to be placed in the abstract. So why did you do the experiment? What did you do? What were your results? And what do these results tell you? Okay, so is it any error? And if it's error, what caused this error? Okay, so tell your TA when do you write an abstract and what does it have to include? After you wrote it, so be sure that you either save or if it's ready for grading, then you submit the answer. You have only 1 submission for the abstract and you have 2 submissions for the pre-labs. One more time. So there are 2 submissions for pre-lab and it's only 1 submission for the lab report. So be sure if it's not ready to be submitted, so review it, and when it's ready, click the submit button. If you don't click submit button, we won't be able to grade. So the essay questions will be graded by your TA. Okay, their questions like equipment, when you have to choose, it will be graded automatically by WebAssign. So after TA review all your essay questions and grade them, that's when you will be able to see the final score for the lab report. Okay, so this is going to be graded automatically. What you have to calculate is going to be graded automatically, and the experimental ranges were provided to the WebAssign to code it. Okay, the purpose of using WebAssign is to make the grading more uniform, and it doesn't have to depend on the TA. You also can see that even in post-lab, there is a link to the lab manual, and if you have any questions about equipment or any questions about procedure of experiment, you can also click it and it will take you straight to the lab manual. So I think there are some advantages, a lot of advantages of using WebAssign. So the question for you that you need to check with your TA, how many people are going to be in the group? And the second question, do you submit 1 report per group? What are the rules for the course about submitting the lab report? If you answer that you work as a group but submit individual lab reports, you are correct. And if you answer that you're going to work in a group of 3, you are correct also. Okay, the lab report has to be submitted 1 week after the lab is completed. So if your first lab begins next week, so that means that the following week you have to submit your lab report.